Shame to the sluggards. You are welcome to Evangelist Inyimakalu TV, Treasury of Excellent Knowledge. I am your serviceable servant, Evangelist Inyimakalu. This topic is shame to the sluggard. Who is a sluggard, or who are the sluggard, whether in a singular term or in a plural form? According to Oxford English Dictionary, sluggard, plural form is sluggards with S. Sluggard is spelled as S-L-U-G-G-A-R-D. Then the definition. 1. A person who is lazy, stupid, or idle by habit. Second, a person slow to begin necessary work, a slothful person. Third, a fearful or cowardly person, a poltroon, P-O-L-T-R-O-O-N, poltroon. Shame to the sluggard. Life had not happened to the sluggard. The sluggard are not denied the opportunities. The sluggard have the requirements to venture into services, into skill acquisition, into tidying their environment, into dressing well, into moving on a daily basis to go and fend for themselves, into building to becoming great, into developing themselves, into doing everything necessary to becoming prosperous, to becoming great, and to becoming successful, even becoming wealthy. We are not talking about the issue of life happening to someone or to some people. We are talking about people choosing to be idle, to be lazy, to be fearful. The fearful is not about it's not about fearing weapons of warfare. It is not about fearing about all these wild and carnivorous animals. It is about fearing the challenges of life, fearing the processes, fearing failure, fearing mistakes, and they decide not to start anything. They decide not to venture, or they quit from what they have begun. However, there are different or two major kinds of the sluggard. The sluggard, first of all, are those who are slow, lazy to venturing, or those who are fearful and they decide not to venture, and they decide to be the lazy type. They form what is called the lazy folk in life. Then the other dimension of the sluggard are those who are not lazy. They are industrious. At the same time, they are inconsistent. They still have lazy mind. In the physical, they are venturing, but they rarely achieve anything significant. The reason just being that their lazy mind make them not to be serious to completing anything they have started. Just because they have the lazy mind, they start something, they do it halfway, they will not complete it. They will lose all of their efforts that they had invested. They will lose the resources they had invested because the thing will definitely get spoiled. Or maybe others will leverage on what they have started. They will lose, the sluggard will lose it completely, while others will benefit from it. Just because of their own lazy mind. They don't complete anything they have started. So these are the second-class sluggard. The first-class sluggard are those who are in every indication very sluggish. They are slothful. They don't want to venture. They give different kinds of excuses why they will not venture. Some of them are critical. When we are talking about being slow, it is not just about them sitting one place. Some of them are critics. Some of them are jealous. Some of them are envious. They don't want to do what others do to become prosperous, to become wealthy, to become successful in life. Not that they do not know that those things the people do are good, but because of their lazy mind, because of their lazy habits, they will fail to do. These are the type who will be fearing to venture to become great because they don't want to stress themselves. They will waste 5 years, waste 10 years, waste 20 years of their life, only for them to be looking for whom to blame when people will begin to ask them questions. Already they know whom to blame. If they do not blame their parents for their parents being poor, for being born into poverty, just the way I was born into poverty, but the only difference is that I am not a sluggard. I don't blame my parents for borning me into poverty. I thank my parents for bringing me into this world. And the reason they couldn't give to me as much as is because they didn't have. The only time I will blame them is that if they had it and they failed to give to me. Whether they make any mistake or not, that is their own mistake. Now I am born into this world. Whom should I blame? Should I continue to blame them? For how long? What am I doing for myself? That is where the question comes in. What am I doing for myself? What are you doing for yourself? What are the sluggards doing for themselves? Some people do the necessary things for themselves. Some people fail to do the necessary things for themselves. The worst part of it is that the sluggard know the right thing to do, but they refuse to do it as a result of their own laziness. And according to Christian wisdom, according to Apostle James, he said, whosoever knows the right thing to do, but fails to do it, to him it is a sin, and to him it is foolishness. So, the sluggards are part of those who know the necessary things, the right things to do, but they fail to do it. Even when the right thing is for their own benefit, they fail to do it. The sluggard. Shame to the sluggard. That is the topic of this message. As you know, I am a human capital developer. I am a custodian of Christianity, and I am an evangelical author. I am your serviceable servant, evangelist Inyima. This is my master textbook, Understanding and Executing Righteousness. In this book, in a chapter, this is a 40-chapter book, my master textbook. In an entire chapter, I explain the life, the habits of the sluggard, and the fate of the sluggard, what life will give to them, what their life will become because of what they have done and how they end their life. So I explain it in a particular chapter here. So it is important you have this book as your family book, because this book is supposed to be gotten by each of the families around the world. This is my master textbook. Other books follow, but this is the master textbook. It contains a lot, over 700 pages. Forget about the volume. Be reading it little by little. There are lots that are contained in this book. So my mission, my calling, my purpose is to educate the world. And I don't encourage sluggishness. I don't encourage or call it slothfulness. I encourage diligence, industriousness, carefulness, self-discipline, all of these things, because these are the key to success, key to prosperity, key to building wealth, key to being productive Because in this life, some people are productive, while some people are consumptive. There are people who only come to be consuming. They consume their own, they want to consume the one of others. They are not productive. They are not contributing to building themselves. They are not contributing to building others. They are parasitic. They are parasitic. That is, they only come to take, to take, to take. And they have the resources, they have energy, they have their time, they have whatever. Forget about money is the last aspect of the last aspect of should I say cash. Cash is the last aspect of money or value that it takes to building wealth. Because when somebody is a sluggard, you give the person money, the person will mismanage the money. So it is about building the people first, and that is what I do. So this morning I have come with this message: shame to the sluggard. Why shame? Is it out of hatred? No, it is not out of hatred. It is because God had known that their faith should be shameful, and their life is a perfect definition of shame. Their lifestyle is a perfect definition of shame. And God is angry with them because God has given us time, given us energy, given us health, given us all of our human resources. Even if we do not have money, we do not have nobody to help us, we do not have any, we can still help ourselves. With our own human resources, with our time, with our attention. Where do you invest your time? Where do you invest your attention? Who are your colleagues? Who are your surroundings, your circle of friends, associate, business partner, or whatever? Or do you just wake up in the morning, you begin to gossip, you begin to find your gossip partners, spending your time, spending your energy, spending your health into gossiping and gossiping others? Or what do you do with your time outside of money, outside of connection, outside of formal and informal education? What do you do? Where can you start? You sluggard. What do you do with your time? People have taken their time to be feeding you from childhood. Now you are up to 10 years. Now you are up to 15 years. Now you are up to 17 years. And you are not thinking about how to improve yourself, not to talk of improving others. Yet you have everyday time. You have even some of them are up to 30 years. Some of these sluggards are up to 40 years. Are 40 years, but they are still living in the 20 years behind, in the 25 years behind, because they have spent 20 years of their time slugging, using 25 years of their time slugging. They would never invested their 25 years. That makes them to be living in 20 years behind. Anything they have to do now at 40, they are just starting like someone who is starting from 15. The sluggards were sent to school, but they were not able to study. The school fees were paid for them. The things that are required to be educated were given to them, but they refused to study. Not because studying is hateful, just because they are lazy to study. Some people are lazy to study. This is a part of the sluggard, and that is they voluntarily dropped out of school. Some of the sluggards refuse to finish primary school. Some of them refuse to finish secondary school. Some of them refuse to finish university schooling. I'm not talking about those who life happened to, those who were willing to study, but there was no provision for them. There are people like that. These are not the sluggards. These are the people, or let me say, these are the unfortunates in relating to knowledge acquisition, or relating to going through conventional education. They are the unfortunate. But the sluggard are those whose parents or custodian or whatsoever have what it takes to provide them with the education, or they have inherited wealth to continue educating themselves, but they refuse to be educated. Not because anybody had been maltreating them, just because of their own laziness. These are the sluggards. Now, before I round up, let me read some texts, some Bible texts about the sluggard. Shame to the sluggard. First of all, Isaiah chapter 5, verse 11 to 13. From ESV, English Standard Version. It says, "Woe to those who rise early in the morning, that they may run after strong drink, who tarry late into the evening as wine flames them." These are the people. They use their time to go to the bar, to go to the restaurant, to go to whatever, when they are supposed to be at work, when they are supposed to be in their business. Early in the morning, they only go to the joints. They'll begin to drink. They'll begin to buy. They'll begin to drink. I am not just totally condemning them drinking, because other people also drink. But their sluggishness is that the times others move to venture, to go and seek their end meets, the sluggard will not want to go for their business. They are lazy to go for their business, but they are so quick to rush to the joint. In the joint, they have no plan to make money. It is not that they work there. They only just go there to sit, to gossip, to joke, make mockery of different things. And they criticize those who are struggling very hard to survive and to succeed in life. They don't want to stress themselves. So they go there, they sit, they'll begin to drink little by little. The taking of alcohol, eating of meat, doing of all those things. And they will sit there in the morning. They will get up very late in the afternoon, even some of them into the evening. And before they will go home, they become drunk. Some people live this kind of life. God say, shame to them. God is speaking through prophet Isaiah to say, shame to them. Shame right now. Shame in the future. And they are building their shameful future. They are building their shameful future. So that you understand why the shame. Verse 12 of the same Isaiah chapter 5. He said, they have lyre and harp, tambourine and flutes, and wine at their feast. But they do not regard the deeds of the Lord or seek the work of his hands. Therefore, my people go into exile for lack of knowledge. Their honored men go hungry, and their multitude is parched with